Today we welcome in our fourth official member, Johnny Goodno. He will be working behind the shadows, so thank you so much, Johnny, for joining us. And for initiation, last week I had one of these jalapeno peppers, these red jalapenos. It had about destroyed my mouth and everything, and you volunteered on camera to take one.
I'm gonna die.
So you ready for this?
About as ready as I can be, so let's get this. That's a nice looking jalapeno.
Are you doing the whole thing? Oh! All right. No, it should.
Oh man. Oh, my nose is running. Oh, my nose is running. Oh lordy. It's a sleeper. It's not a hard.
Are you gonna be able to swallow this?
Oh Lord, I did it.
No!
That was so hot. I'm sweating. I could do this, no water.
No, you cannot, dude. I was chugging I took one and I had to chug a whole gallon of milk and I was just dumping it down my.
I'm sweating so hard right now. Oh man, thank you guys for having me on the team. I'm sorry for whatever I did beforehand. Oh lordy. Oh, that was one of the hottest peppers I think I've ever eaten, man.
That was the hottest one I've eaten. League of Tomorrow is back, bringing you fantasy football advice today to help you lose your league tomorrow.
I don't want to get paid to lose. I want to win!
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe because we're here every week to give you fantasy football advice, to make sure you do the best moves for your league. You get the right buy candidates. You sell a guy when he can high. To start on this, we are doing the buy sells like usual today, and we're going to jump into the tight end landscape in the failing tight ends and exactly what you should do with a tight end like Darren Waller or Kyle Pitts or George Kittle. My first buy candidate is a rebuttal from last week. Travis Etienne, you needed to buy him last week. Well, guess what? He's a hell of a lot more expensive. I know you want to say, prove it to me. But guess what? He's more expensive now. You should have bought him last week, but you still have an opportunity to buy this guy now. And he can be a league-winning running back. He has that pass-catching ability. Out of college, you saw how good he was from the backfield. He's just done nothing but break long plays and looked a hell of a lot better than James Robinson. From week 2, he had a 37% snap share. Week 3, he had a 43% snap share. Week 4, he had a 51% snap share. And in week 5, he had a 53% snap share. You can see him slowly getting up in that snap share. And as well as that, what did he do last week? On 10 opportunities on the ground, he had 86 yards and then 2 receptions for 22 yards in the air. Good news. He didn't have that touchdown where everyone is going to be looking for this guy. Oh, he had that touchdown on top of a 100-yard performance. Last week, he didn't have a touchdown, but he had over a 100-yard performance. Well, this week, he didn't get that touchdown, but he still had near that 100-yard mark. But it wasn't a week-winning performance. So you can still buy him for relatively cheap. I just love the value on him because even if Jacksonville's down, he can do the pass catching work. And if they're up, he can rush the ball and he's being utilized more. This guy is a clear buy target and I don't think he's very hard to buy right now. No one is, really holding him with I need this guy.
My thoughts do the exact opposite. He's only had 1 week that has been better than James Robinson, or he looked better than him. Yes, snap counts have gone up, but at the same
last
time,
2 weeks he's actually outproduced him. So
okay, so he's outproduced him.
Watch your lip without
better.
knowing.
Now another thing is it's even if it was just 2 weeks, he's on a bad offense in a running back committee. He's not getting over 50% of the share. Period.
I just showed you his snap
52,
percent,
which is just
and then
50%.
this week it was even more.
It was 53, which is
No,
barely
that
above
was
50.
week 5 actually.
Which is
this week.
Is fact.
Week 6.
No, okay. Oh well.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly.
Hey, either way, look, he's in a running back committee on a bad offense. and that's not somebody that I want on my team. Now this is more of an opportunity where you can actually trade him instead of actually getting him. So if you had Travis Etienne, now you can give him and somebody else and actually get a bell cow running back who's getting more than 50% of the carries. Someone who's like a beast like Nick Chubb. It's gonna.
I don't think you say that, but I do not think that Nick Chubb, Travis Etienne is going to qualify with like a DK Metcalf. Let's say you can't package them together for a Nick Chubb. If you could, sure, go ahead and do it, but that is not going to happen. Travis Etienne is not valued that much. That is why you can't. It's an easy buy target, and you're not going to be able to package him for one of those, elite options.
Well, here's the thing. Travis Etienne's young. He was a high draft pick, and people are all goo-goo gaga over that, especially in Dynasty, especially in keepers. If you're in a league like that, people are going to be looking at that, and they're going to be salivating at the mouth. So that's when you can actually trade for guys like Derrick Henry. You can get somebody who's going to be better for your team.
In Dynasty, I'd rather have Travis Etienne over Derrick Henry.
Okay, exactly. So what did you just say? You're going to get a better player now by trading Etienne for Henry. If that's the case, you can go 1 for 1. I would 100% take Henry. I'd take a guy like Nick Chubb.
Okay, hold on. We are doing a redraft right now. This is a redraft video.
Still redraft.
But even if you're going to talk like that,
people still salivate over rookies, even in redraft. Everyone's in a dynasty.
No, but you're talking about trading a 28-year-old for a 22-year-old. This is terrible advice right now. Shut the fuck up when you say that, because you have 1 year left of Derrick Henry and how many of Travis Etienne. That is terrible
he could be out
advice.
next year. Who knows? Playing for this
So,
year.
guys, if you're in Dynasty, go find a stupid owner like yourself and go try to trade Derrick Henry for Travis Etienne. It won't work.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you go on your podcast, you want to call me retard every time. I'm not going to stay on the podcast. It's kind of stupid. You're going to keep doing
You
that.
want to?
Just saying.
You want to redo it?
No, I don't care to redo it. I'm just
I
saying,
kind of.
If you want me to keep coming on the podcast, you want to call me retard for every take.
You can
I'm not
call
gonna stay.
me a retard when I have a bad take. I'm only showing when.
I got you, but at the same time, like it's just kind of.
All right, I won't
don't
do
even.
that. I apologize. That's not what I mean. I'm trying to get it for the podcast.
You can give me crap, just different.
I will. Okay. So my next buy low candidate would be T. Higgins. I mean, he came into this week not practicing all week. He came out with like 3 for 46 yards, or I believe maybe 4 receptions, 46 yards, something around there. So he's under 50-yard mark. He was under the 5 reception mark. Last 2 weeks, he hasn't looked good because of these injuries. But he's not practicing all week, and he's more of supposed to be a decoy, but has still done this as a decoy, being drafted in the 3rd round. People are really off of him right now, and I don't think there's a single reason to believe he is anything but a top 15 wide receiver.
I think he's a fantastic wide receiver. This is another situation of a 1A and a 1B. T. Higgins was a high draft pick. Before Jamar Chase was on the team, you thought he was going to be the number 1, receiver on that team, and he was going to be the lead dog. Then Jamar Chase comes around, and boom, Jamar Chase is the lead dog. It's probably going to be a lot of the season back and forth between the two as long as they're both healthy.
You know, it's funny. I totally forgot coming into the first season that T. Higgins was the number 1 last year over Jamar Chase, which is, when you go into the analytics and everything, yes, you have to have T. Higgins higher. But now he is that 1B, but he has every reason to be in that CD Lamb tier in Dynasty where he has proven everything. He has had great yardage. And he's only 1B because Jamar Chase had an incredible season.
Well, here's the thing with the Bengals, too. That is an organization that has a history of having a 1A wide receiver and still drafting another receiver that can take their place. When
A.J. Green.
Well, yeah, because they had Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson at the time, also known as Chad Ochocinco for some people. Now, both those people were some of the best receivers in the league. It was Batman and Robin. What did they do? That year after Batman and Robin, they drafted A.J. Green. And guess what? A.J. Green took over, and they got rid of T.O., and he went to the Bills.
So you're kind of you're saying T. Higgins is the 1B to Jamar Chase's 1A.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I would be saying.
That is what I would call a hot take.
I guess hot takes my cue, boys.
Oh, we got the Red Bumper Part 2. All right.
What's on next? I don't even need nothing.
That was the hot take.
It's a Batman
T.
and
Higgins
Robin.
is the 1A. Yep. It ain't no 1-2 special.
No, I said that Jamar was the 1A.
Okay, so we went through both my buy candidates. The other thing I wanted to bring up on today's podcast is the landscape of tight ends. You're taking it better than I did. But so
bad,
I want to
actually.
discuss the value of
Drink. Come on.
Darren Waller, George Kittle, and Kyle Pitts.
Was that supposed to be spicy? No, just keep going. Yeah, I don't think that wasn't even
Wow. Okay. All right, you must have
This
got
one-
a good one.
Don't know. Taste.
You want another? Hey, you want to grab a red pepper?
No, that's good. We're good.
Yeah, grab a red pepper.
It's good. I got more seed in that one. It's a little spicy.
No, let's get you real spicy.
No, I just got that. I got the mouthful of seed right there. So keep going. No, I already got the seeds. I'm done.
No, come on, you're good.
No, my mouth's on fire right now.
You got it. Oh!
Let's go. Come on, keep going.
All right. So, again, the tight end landscape of Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, and George Kittle. Those are like the supposed to be elite tight ends that really haven't produced this year like you would like for the rounds you drafted them in. What are your thoughts on these tight ends? Should we be trading for them, or are you off of any tight end besides Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce?
So you're talking about Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts, kind of like those guys?
And George Kittle.
Kittle?
Those are the three I would like to just kind of talk about.
Well, Darren Waller's a little scary right now. He did have a hamstring injury the last game. And something with hamstring injuries is that does reoccur.
Scary.
It's something where
fucking
John
scary.
Brown had a season. And, he was a preseason injury of hamstring. But he ended up coming back, and then he got injured again. Hamstring, he got aggravated. George Kittle is always scary. Because he can get injured at any moment. That guy's a walking nightmare for injuries. However, he's looking good right now. I wouldn't trade for Darren Waller just because of the hamstring.
I am right there with you. I love Darren Waller, but a freaking hamstring injury, like, that is legit scary. That is something that can end your season, or even if you're playing on it, you're just being a someone to avoid, to block coverage. They have to cover Darren Waller, so they're going to do it. But really, that hamstring injury can linger, and I am 100% with you on Darren Waller. You can't really buy for right now, sadly, because of that.
Yeah, but on that part, on that note, Kittle's looking healthy right now. He had a good game this week, and I would try to trade for that guy.
Kyle, what about Kyle Pitts? Can I get your
Kyle Pitts? Who's that?
Okay, so that's your take on it?
You said Kyle Pitts. So, I don't know who that is.
Pitts?
Oh, Pitts. Oh, the guy. Duh, I should have known, right? Sorry, retarded, everybody. Now, if we're going to go back to Kyle Pitts, the tight end of the Atlanta Falcons, here's the deal. He had a touchdown this week. Other than that, he didn't have much production, but I don't know if you actually looked at the team's tweets, but the team actually tweeted, "It's time, baby," or, it finally happened for Kyle Pitts to get a touchdown this season. I'm like talking and drooling at the same time. Not this watering.
I forgot you ate the pepper.
Yeah, no, I feel like I'm talking
You're
with
doing
my mouth
great.
full. Yeah. Either way, Kyle Pitts is definitely somebody I look forward to. He had a touchdown this week, and the team wants him to get a touchdown. That's the deal. So if the team wants to get a touchdown, I bet you the owner's going to talk to the head coach and say, "Hey, give this guy some more touchdowns." What they really have to do in order to get this guy more involved is put him in the tight end spot. Stop sticking in the wide receiver, because that is only hurting him. Because Marcus Mariota, he loves the tight end. He loved Delaney Walker. Put him in the tight end slot, he'll do great.
I see they're hitting you now. All right. So with Kyle Pitts, though, it's not going from the tight end position to the wide receiver. That is completely good. You want to see them run routes from that position as a wide receiver. But the thing... Oh, you fucking monster. But the thing about that is they're just not passing enough. So you do have to be scared of Marcus Mariota and them not being really satisfied with his QB play, where they feel like they have to make all these designed run plays. I hope you're okay, man. Bottom line with Kyle Pitts is you need to see Marcus Mariota just at least step more and throw more passes, because the last, he had like 7
I had it. There's a seed up here and it's burning the top of my gum, and I had to use my tongue to move it, so I could swallow it and burn my throat. It's pretty bad.
All right. So we're not trading for Darren Waller right now. We need to see him get a little healthier at least.
Find the Raider fan in your league and trade it to him.
Well, we're both Raider fans in saying this. But
I'd try him.
What do you think is a realistic thing we should go out and trade Kyle Pitts or George Kittles for?
Ooh, it's going to depend on the owner because you could be finding like a Niner fan who's going to do that. But if you're looking at the guy who drafted Kyle Pitts, no chance. You're going to have to pay up for him because that guy drafted him in the second round.
I know, because I've been getting some offers for Kyle Pitts where it's like I downgrade from Michael Pittman.
Well, I traded DK and Pat my Freiermuth, and I
okay, well,
it.
I had an offer last week, which I refused, where I would downgrade from Michael Pittman and Kenneth Walker to Brian Robinson and DK Metcalf. And I'd get an extra Kyle Pitts and Michael Gallup. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I just don't think Kyle Pitts had that kind of value. But I do think, like, if you're going to go down a tier, something like, I mean, Drake London probably won't get it done, but that would be something I'd be looking for.
I'd trade away Drake London in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but for Kyle Pitts, it's not the same as me. You're going to have to do that kind of thing where it's not worth too much more than that Drake London. You don't want to go a tier up or a Tyler Lockett to, like, a Sutton, a Cortland Sutton. I would much rather have Cortland Sutton. But that is like... Sure. But that is that tier where it's hard to trade Pitts at this point.
Yeah,
but
because the tight end landscape's
for George
trash.
Kittle, yeah. But this is my point. For George Kittle, I really think there is a good buy opportunity. Yes, he had his 4 for 84 tonight,
something like that, yeah.
And he looked great. He's getting a little healthy. Yes, George Kittle is injured, but when on the field, he is a great tight end. So I want to dive into something we can trade to. And make that owner be like, yeah, I win this deal for George Kittle. Do you have any? I know this is just off the blank. Do you have any like trade targets, like someone you would trade for George Kittle?
You could look at guys like Christian Kirk, who have been on fire to start with.
You mother!
Drop off.
That was mine. I set you up with that question. Thought you would give me an answer. Wow. Okay. So we're both on agreement there.
He worked hard, true.
But that getting a guy like Christian Kirk and getting an elite tight end option like this in the landscape nowadays is just an incredible smart deal. Yeah. Because Christian Kirk has been on fire. Yes, he will be a probably top 15 to 20 wide receiver through the rest of the season. But that is so replaceable in this tight end landscape. George Kittle, an elite tight end option, is not replaceable. So this is easily I love how you said Christian Kirk. I can't believe that was the guy you named. And he had a hot week this week, so I think 9 out of 10 times you could get this deal done. So let's go on to you had a buy candidate, I believe. You haven't told me yet.
Yeah, I guess I did. It's Kyler Murray.
Oh, I love it.
Here's the deal.
I love it.
He does a lot better when DeAndre Hopkins is there. And he's coming back very fast. As in next week. Unless they have a bye. But his points per game are so much better with DeAndre Hopkins that it's impossible not to do it. And he's got two great wide receivers. Marquise Brown is in 1A. Or Hopkins and 1B.
And as well, Rondell Moore is a great third option once you get that. And then Zach Ertz as your last resort. I mean, that is a fantastic offense. I think in the end of the season, Kyler Murray will bump up. Hopkins will do good. Marquise Brown will still be doing what he do. And, I mean, Rondell Moore is not someone you're going to want to start, but it's going to help Kyler Murray. These weapons are elite. And that is exactly what you look for. On top of, by the first quarter, the end of the first quarter, Kyler Murray had 5 rushes for over 50 yards in one quarter. Just to show what he can do.
That was so good. Oh my goodness, that helps so much.
And that's the League of Tomorrow podcast. Thank you. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.